Hey guys, so in this video we are going to be talking about how to use our Visual Studio Code. So I believe we've watched the last tutorial video, and if you have not, you can just go back and watch the tutorial video and then come back before you continue with it. So if you watch the last tutorial video, then you must understand what a web developer is, and a web developer is, and what web development actually is. So now you must have also installed your Visual Studio Code by now, and now we are ready to use our Visual Studio Code. So in this video we'll be talking about how to use Visual Studio Code, how you can start off with Visual Studio Code as a beginner, and how you can actually make use of Visual Studio Code. So we'll be talking, one of the other things we'll be doing in this video is we're going to be making use of our Visual Studio Code to display a text on our browser. So let's get started. So now, as you want to open a Visual Studio Code, you can do that in different ways. So the first thing is you can actually open it by opening a file first. So you can just go to your folders and open a file. I'm going to my documents now, and I'm going to open a file in my documents. So I'm just going to open a file in my practice work. Okay. So I'm going to open a new folder for the purpose of this tutorial. I'm going to call it new tutorial. One of the ways you can open your Visual Studio Code is you can open it through this folder. So just right click on this folder and open with code. So that should do the job. So now your Visual Studio Code is opening with the new folder. So the new folder that you opened in one of your documents and others. So now the Visual Studio Code is opening successfully. And another way you can open your Visual Studio Code is you can just go to the Visual Studio Code, probably the shortcut on the desktop or wherever your Visual Studio Code was saved on your laptop or on your PC. So what you just do is click twice on your Visual Studio Code. Is going to open. Then when you get here, you come here and open a file, or you open a folder. So once you click on open folder, it's going to take you to where your folders are, and you click on any folder you want to open, or better still, open a new folder by right clicking it and open a new folder, give it a name and others. Then you click on select folder. So now that we have created our folder before coming to Visual Studio Code, our job is more easier. So let me maximize this. So now that we can see our welcome page on our Visual Studio Code, all you have to do is go to your folder here. You can see our folder name, new tutorial here. So what you do is come to the side here. What we want to do now is open a new file under our folder. So you click on the new file, and then the HTML. What we want to do first, we'll be working with our HTML, and the HTML file must be declared. It must be identified by the Visual Studio Code. So this is how you identify a document as an HTML file. So what you do is you could give it any name. Now the name I'm giving it is index. Now the way you can make your Visual Studio Code actually identify the kind of document it is you click on .html. Now you see that there's an icon here. That's the HTML tag. So it is showing this because the Visual Studio Code has been able to identify our document as an HTML file. But if I should cancel this, you can see what it is displaying. The name index is not valid as a file or folder name. Please choose a different name. That's because the Visual Studio Code cannot identify your folder name, or because it has not been declared as a type of file. So now we are creating an HTML, so it will be identified by the Visual Studio Code. Now that your HTML has been identified by Visual Studio Code, the next thing we have to do is go into our HTML. I hope you are as excited as I am. I am actually excited because this is your first step, and I remember back then when I started as a beginner as well, it was so exciting because it was time for me to actually deploy or type something and then see it on the website. Wow, it's huge, I know. So it gets better. So now what we want to do is before I go into what we're actually going to do, I mentioned this in the last or previous video that the Visual Studio Code makes our work easier. Yes, we are actually going to be seeing it now. The Visual Studio Code has the ability or capability to give us options on the type of action we're trying to carry out. Now, what I want to do is I want to declare some things on our HTML. I'm going to click on Shift and then exclamation mark. So I mean Shift and then 1. So what I'm trying to click on is the exclamation mark. So after that, you can see the options is giving me. That's the exclamation mark option. So these are all the things I want to type, and I could type them manually. That means by myself. But the thing is, it's going to take time and it's going to take a lot of stress. But the Visual Studio Code is giving me an option. If I should click on tab now, it's going to display all these things without stressing me and I'm wasting my time. So I'm clicking on tab. So it's going to display everything I actually wanted to type on my home. So can you see it has displayed it now? So what we're actually going to do now is talk about all these things. So when you see doc type HTML, that is actually declaring the kind of documents we are actually trying to use. So the doc type, the document type is HTML, and the language, the HTML language is what? English. Now in the head we have a lot of things that actually matter. So this is very important. There are things that should be included before you start designing your website. So the title here is what you want to be recognized, or what you want your website to be recognized as. I'm going to be changing it to www.neotutorial.com. Yeah, so now we're going, that's for the head. Now to the body. So the HTML file works with HTML tags, like I said in the previous video. Now it is very important for you to watch the previous video too, so you won't miss some things and so you can get along with us. If you have not watched it, go back and watch it and then come back to enjoy this video so for better understanding. So the HTML file works with different HTML tags. So there are a whole lot of HTML tags that you are going to be working with. So, but the interesting part is you don't have to know everything at once. That's why this video is going to be in segments. We are going to be talking about tags in our next video. We'll be talking about it here, so it will be muddled up and it won't confuse and destabilize our learning process. So what we are going to be talking about now is the structure. HTML is the structure of your website, how your website is going to be positioned and structured. Now the HTML tags are the ones that actually helps in the structuring of your website. So it's the tags that helps you to place and arrange your text, designs, pictures, and the text and everything that you actually want to structure, just like the skeletal part. So, but like I said, the tags are going to be talking about the tags in our next video. We have a lot of tags. We have the P tag, we have the H1 to H6 tags. Those are for the font sizes. But now we're just going to be talking about the text. So once you type something, now we'll be seeing the way it's going to be displayed on our browser. So I'm going to be typing the best channel to subscribe to his started Sky. So yeah, this is going to be displayed in our browser. Before that, in our previous video, when I was talking about Visual Studio Code, I talked about extensions. So you can find our extensions right here. So extensions are the things that actually make our work easier. So I'm going to be showing you the extensions I've actually installed on my Visual Studio Code. You can do the same once you have access to the internet. So I installed all this. So yeah, the Pretty actually makes my code, it arranges it and make it more good looking. Yeah, that's actually important, not to mess up your code and for easy um, debugging. So the live server is actually important. That's one of my best extensions. I love it a lot because it helps you to directly see what you are doing, what you are actually doing on the browser directly. So all I have to do after installing the live server, for those of you that don't have it yet, so you go to your extensions, search for live server. So when you have access to the internet, it's going to bring you the live server and you're going to install it. So for the likes of you that actually have the live server already, so all you have to do is click on Alt L O, then L O. So it's going to be displaying what we have actually typed on the browser. It's not going to be displaying all this stuff type. Only what it's going to be displaying is the best channel to subscribe to is Started Sky. So let's wait for it to actually display that on our browser. Yeah, so here it is. Congratulations, you actually displayed your first text on your browser. I'm very happy for you. As the next video, we're going to be talking about the tags. So we're going to be talking about tags and we're going to be talking about different tags. Just like I said, we don't have to rush. We have more than enough time to actually learn together. There's no reason to rush in learning web development. It's fun. It's going to be fun, and I hope you stick around, subscribe, click the notification button, so when next a new video is dropping, you'll be one of the people to get notified and not miss on the next video. See you in the next video.